Perfect. Good morning. Welcome to Saturday morning yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. Just got all things included flow, mostly focusing on hip opening today, a lot of hip opening. But we'll try to get a bit into it all, just a full body, wake it up, get the blood circulating sort of flow today. So we're going to start standing at the top of our mats, grounding through the feet. We'll welcome a nice deep inhale, rising tall. And as you exhale, allow it to be slow. And release all of the breath out, even pushing out some of the air at the end. Just coming to bring your awareness to your feet, to the connection your feet have with the ground. And rising that awareness up, squeezing the thighs, engaging, maybe squeezing gently into the buttocks, the glutes, gently releasing. Kind of pushing the pelvis forward a little bit, lengthening through the spine, bringing your awareness to your shoulders, drawing them back a bit, letting them fall away from the ears. And to your head, just making sure to bring the chin parallel to the ground, maybe even pushing the chin back a bit just to align it right over the shoulders. Everyone has different postural imbalances, but with the way society is today, often our head kind of sticks forward a little bit. So just take this time to tune into your posture, find your alignment, breathe life into your body, and ground, relax. Accepting yourself for where you are today in your practice. All right, we'll inhale, take a nice deep breath, reaching the arms overhead. We'll rise onto the tippy toes, lifting the heels. You can open your eyes if they were closed. Just finding a point of focus as you balance on your tippy toes, starting to engage through the body. We'll exhale, release the heels down, take a side bend to the left, breathe here into the side body. Back through center. We'll rise onto the tippy toes, lift the heels. And exhale, release the heels, take a side bend to the right. Breathe. And we'll come back through center. Releasing your hands down to your knees. We'll bend into the knees here. Take a few cat-cows. So first, just opening the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades, really sticking the butt out, kind of arcing through the spine. And then exhale, push the air out. We'll round through the spine, push the shoulder blades away, draw the chin towards the chest. Inhale, open the chest. These are just our cat-cows here. Standing version, exhale, round. One more each way. Inhale, really open the chest forward. And exhale, push the air out, round. We'll keep the knees slightly bent. You can let the spine come through neutral as you gently let the belly fall onto the thighs. So really bending into the knees here if you're a bit tight. We'll let the head dangle, let the upper body dangle. And maybe reach for opposite elbows here to just weigh you down a bit extra. We're dangling, adding a little sway. We'll inhale, halfway lengthen, hands to shin, straight spine. We're just going to heel toe our feet a little bit wider, pointing the toes out. We'll gently sink the hips down into a squat. Releasing the left hand down, right hand up. Let's just draw some circles with the right arm here, as big or as small as you'd like. We'll switch direction. And we're just gonna reach this top right arm behind the back, reaching it for the left leg. Maybe the left hand can wrap around this knee, taking like a twist and a bind, really opening the shoulders, mobilizing. We release the bind. We're gonna plant the hands straight in through the knees, pointing the toes forward, halfway lengthen once again through the spine. And exhale, we'll take a squat again, turning the toes out, dropping the hips. If your hips don't go very low, that's okay. Feel free to use some blocks. And if it feels comfortable working the arms in, we drop the right hand down, left arm reaches up, and we draw some circles here. Switching direction and reaching the left hand behind the back for the right leg. Even that will help mobilize the shoulder. If you want to take it to the other side, the right arm reaches behind the right leg. And you try to reach the fingers towards each other if you can. Releasing the hands here, roll straight and through the knees, pointing the toes forward. Halfway lengthen, hands to shin, straight spine. Perfect. From here, we're just going to pedal the knees out. So you can ground through the hands, the fingertips on the ground, or even keep your hands elevated on some blocks. We're really bending one knee at a time and then the other knee. You can even lift off the heels if that feels better for you. We'll bend into the right knee and we're going to release the right hand down, reach the left arm up. Take a nice twist here, turning the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, release it down, take it to the other side. Left knee bends, left hand grounds, and the right arm reaches up. We take a twist. Inhale. We'll exhale, release it down. Coming in just to a forward fold here, gently straightening through the knees, lengthening through the spine. No worries if you can't fold very deeply. We'll plant the hands, step the feet back to a plank. Inhale here. Let's take a breath or two here, just really finding our alignment, pressing the shoulder blades away. Nice straight line from the head to the heels. We'll exhale, bend into the elbows, tucking them into your side, lower slowly all the way down onto the belly. Hands right under the shoulders. We inhale, squeeze the glutes, open the chest, press it up a little bit. Gentle back bend here. You can keep it low. You can try to extend the elbows more, really squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back. And we'll exhale, push the hips back, rounding through the spine into a child's pose. Let's add some of that movement here. We'll inhale, press forward into a upward dog. So maybe even pressing, lifting the thighs off the ground, back bend, squeeze glutes. Exhale, round, child's pose. Inhale, forward, rise, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. We'll tuck the back toes and just kind of lift our body up here into our toe stretch. So really sitting our hips back onto our heels. Let's roll the wrists. Nice big circles with these wrist rolls. Switching direction. Wonderful. And we'll come to plant the hands. Just again, stretching into the wrists. We'll flip the palms over, back of the palms on the ground, the fingertips towards yourself. Gently lean the hips back, moving a little bit side to side. And we'll switch bottom of the palms down, the fingertips still pointing back towards you. just gently shift the hips back, really pressing the shoulder blades away. And we'll release. You can release the toes here. We're just gonna sit the hips back, interlace the hands behind the back. We're gonna come into rabbit pose. So we just drop our head to the mat. The top of the head will come onto the mat as you gently lift your hips up and send the fist overhead. Really try to keep in your fist a slight bend in the elbows and the palms pressing together. Inhale. Exhale, release. Walk the hands forward. We'll tuck the back toes and lift the hips into our downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet out here just a little bit. We're really trying to lift those hips as high into the sky as you can. Let the belly reach for the thighs. Let the ears fall away from the shoulders, finding stillness here in the downward facing dog. And maybe if you'd like, just adding a few movements into the scapula way, the shoulder blades, kind of just pressing in, down, and back with the shoulder blades a few times. Switch off real quick. All right. We'll take a nice deep inhale, fill the belly with air, oxygen. Exhale, relax. We'll lift through the heels, bend the knees, and just step the feet in towards the hands, releasing into a forward fold. Before inhale, rising all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, hands by your side. We'll flow through a little sun salutation, add a little extra warm up to it into our hips. We'll inhale, reach the arms overhead, gazing up. Exhale, release, forward fold, straight spine. We'll inhale, halfway lift, straight spine, find length. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back to our plank. On the exhale, lower to our chaturanga push-up. So if you need to bend the knees, feel free. 90-degree bend in the elbows. We'll inhale, press the chest forward and up, squeeze the glutes, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. We bend into the right knee. We're drawing some circles here into the hips. Switching direction. And we'll come to stack right hip over left hip, kind of drawing that right foot to the left glute, hip opening. Try to keep those shoulders square to the ground, square to the center, forward of the mat. We'll release, draw the knee in towards the chest, squaring the hips out. Pull the knee in, hover it above the ground, really pressing shoulder blades away. We step the foot in between the hands, drop the back knee. Inhale, rise into a low lunge, keeping your arms right by your ears. Try to take a gentle back bend, gazing up, maybe even a little bit back. We'll exhale, release the hands to frame the foot. Send the hips back, straighten through the front knee. Half split. We're gonna keep our hands kind of center here. Take this foot out to the side, right out next to you. Hands again in center. We'll push the hips back to the left heel. Inhale forward. We'll walk the hands over to this right foot, or we'll walk it over to the left, opposite of the foot. Take a side bend, reaching right arm overhead. And inhale through center, take it to the other way. Left arm reaches overhead, right hand goes down the right leg. And we release the hands through center, drop the hips back onto the heels. Coming forward into a variation of our tabletop here, we're gonna lift the side right leg up and send it out to the back, releasing it into a tabletop. Beautiful. We'll Send the hips back to the heels. Just kind of walk the hands forward a bit, tucking the back toes. We're lifting the hips into our down dog. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. We bend into the left knee. Draw some circles here. Switching direction. And stacking left hip over right hip. Again, we're squaring the shoulders to the mat. Opening up. We'll draw the knee in towards the chest. Inhale, hover. And step the foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale, rise. Low lunge, keeping those arms right by the ears as we take a gentle back bend here. Exhale, release the hands to frame the foot. Push the hips back, straighten through the front knee. Half split, flexing the front foot. We'll take the left foot out to the side. We'll start by just taking our hips back into this variation of a child's pose. And forward into tabletop. Walk the hands to the right. Reach the left arm overhead, side bend. Inhale, up and over. Right arm goes overhead. Take a side bend over the lateral leg. And we'll come forward. Plant the hands again in front. Send the hips back one more time. We come forward into tabletop, lifting the left leg right out next to you and drawing it to the back, releasing the knee down behind. Perfect. We'll come back into our downward dog. So usually I just like to find like a child's pose. That's usually the best hand and feet positioning. If you kind of just want to shift the hips back towards the heels, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the hips into our downward facing dog. A nice deep cleansing breath. Let the body settle a bit deeper here. We'll inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Stepper, you can try. Floating your feet towards your hands, releasing into a fold. Before inhale, rising all the way to standing. Exhale, hands by your side. Awesome. Let's get into it here. We're going to start. We're on our right with our right leg lifted. So shifting the weight into the left foot, we'll inhale, lift through the right knee, and we're going to just send it behind us. We're coming into warrior three. So squaring the hips to the ground, you can keep your hands at heart center or at your hips. You can even ground them on the ground to help your balance. Just thinking about pointing the toes down, flexing through the back foot, really straightening through both knees here, long through the spine. Inhale one more time. And on the exhale, drop the back right foot. Reach the arms overhead into a high lunge. We're taking a nice deep 90-degree bend into the front knee. And we're really active and straight through the back right leg, including the glutes. Perfect. We'll inhale, shift forward with the chest, just kind of leaning the chest forward, hands to heart center. On the exhale, the right elbow comes outside of the left leg, and we're just trying to twist here, bring our gaze up to the sky. Staying here for a breath. And then we'll inhale. We're going to take the arms and sweep them to our warrior two. So the back heel is grounding. Our hips are opening towards the long edge of the mat. We're still staying a nice low, deep bend in the front knee. We're breathe 2 breaths here. Gazing over the front fingers. Letting the shoulders fall away from the ears. Releasing the front left forearm down onto the front left leg. Back arm reaches overhead, side angle. Feel free to go deeper if you'd like to take any variations here. We inhale, back through center. We're going to turn both toes. We're going to turn the hips towards the long edge, but both toes are still kind of pointing outwards. We're bending into the knees, sinking into a goddess squat here. So kind of just like a sumo squat, nearly really activating into the glutes. We inhale, stand, point the front toes forward. The back toes are pointing towards the long edge. We're setting up for triangle. Arms come to a T. We inhale, reach the fingertips forward, hinge over the side body. Coming into triangle, we're trying not to dump all our weight onto this bottom arm. We're staying lifted through our obliques. And we'll come into our half moon, gently bending into the front leg a little bit. Plant the left hand in front of the left toes. And we're lifting off the back foot, still pointing and flexing through the back right toes. So still flexing through the back right toes, pointing them out towards the long edge of the mat. The goal here is to shift the gaze upward and not, again, to dump too much weight into that bottom left hand. You can always use a block here. We'll ground through the right hand. We're back into our warrior three position, hips square to the ground. Find a warrior three balance here one more time. And release right foot to left foot, coming into standing. Woo! We have like two parts to the standing sequence today. This is the first part, and it's kind of just the strengthening, the activating, firing up our legs part. So we're going to take it to the other side. Our weight shifts into the right foot. We'll send the left leg back behind us into a warrior three. However, you're able to find your balance, challenge yourself a little bit. If you fall out, that's okay. Just come right back in. Yoga teaches patience. All right, we're going to go ahead and drop. Inhale one more time. Exhale, drop the back foot behind us. Reach the arms up into our high crescent lunge. Really active and strong through the low body. We breathe here. On the next inhale, we'll shift forward with the body, hands to heart center. On the exhale, left elbow hooks outside of the left leg or right leg. We're taking a high lunge twist here, gazing up over the shoulder. Beautiful. We inhale and unravel. We're taking it to our warrior two, pivoting the hips open towards the long edge of the mat. And again, bending nice and deep into the front knee. Really nice and strong here. Taking one more breath. We'll release the front forearm down onto the front thigh, back arms overhead, side angle. Taking 2 breaths here. And we'll inhale up. Turn the toes towards the long edge into our goddess squat once again. Bending into the knees, the toes turn out a little bit. We sit the hips low. Inhaling up, we turn the front toes forward, back toes towards the long edge. Arms come parallel to the ground. We're taking our triangle pose, reaching fingertips forward and folding over the side. 2D shape here, stack the shoulders, stack the hips, turn the gaze up. We'll gently bend into the front knee, place the right hand in front of the right foot. We lift off the back left toes into our half moon. Engaging here. Staying present, staying with the breath. Inhale one more time. We exhale, pivot the hips down to square out towards the mat. We're coming into our warrior three one more time. If you can keep the hands planted here, or if you can, try to lift them off the ground for one more balance. Inhale. And exhale, release left foot to right. Feel free to shake it out here. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead, we'll start with the left foot crossing over the right foot. Inhale, arms overhead. Right hand will kind of grab the left wrist and we'll just gently pull this left arm over to the right, gazing up. Inhale back through center. Exhale, take a fold over the cross legs. We're going to transition to pigeon from here. It's a little funky, but it's not too bad. So we're going to take back right leg and send it to the back of the mat while this front left leg stays across our body. So we take the right leg back. We're going to bend into this front left knee, drop the hips here. We're coming into pigeon. So just real quick with our pigeon, this left foot can come close to you for a little bit more of an accessible posture, or you can try to push this left foot away to get even deeper into the stretch. And this right hip is really trying to roll down to the ground. So it's much better to try to have this foot closer and to have the hip roll down here. So we'll start working on your hip and outer glute flexibility. All right, so we take our pigeon here, finding a nice deep inhale. Let the chest rest down to the ground. One more deep breath here. On the next inhale, we plant the hands, tuck the back toes. We're sweeping the front leg all the way up and back into a three-legged dog. Reach it up, extend those toes up high. And we bend into the knee. We're taking this left foot to the outside of our left arm, tapping that left knee to the outer left arm, upper arm if you can. And we'll step the left foot outside of the left hand, coming into a lizard. We'll start with our back knee lifted here. So just to clarify, both hands are inside of this left leg. If it feels accessible, you can come onto one elbow or both elbows here. Maybe even roll this front left knee away from you a little bit. We'll come back up onto the hands here. Let's drop the back knee. Take a twist, left hand to left knee. Kind of just use that leverage to twist the chest to the ceiling. If you'd like, you can try to bend the back right foot and grab it with the left hand. Try to get a quad stretch by pulling the foot in towards the glute. Releasing here, untwisting your lizard. So both hands are still inside. We're going to come into a slow side lunge. The back leg is pivoting, the knees and toes point up towards the ceiling, and our hips are coming right back towards this left foot. So you might be lifted a little bit up here, and that's okay. We're just in a low side Skandasana lunge. We'll inhale, press up into a wide-legged forward fold. So both toes towards the wide edge of the mat, but they're a little bit pigeon-toed towards each other, just to protect the knees here. Really think about sticking the butt out a little bit, really lengthening through the hamstrings here before releasing the chest into a fold. Inhale deep. Exhale, release. We'll walk the hands back to our Skandasana on our left side. So sinking the hips back down towards our Skandasana side lunge. And we'll plant the hands, pivot the hips forward, back knee grounds. We're in a low lunge here. The hands framing the front foot. Just inhale, open the chest. And we'll tuck the back toes. Step the back foot in just a little bit, still pointing those toes towards the right corner. You'll feel the right hip draw forward, both knees straight as we relax into a pyramid fold. If you have kind of tight hamstrings here, you definitely might be pretty high up, and that's still okay. Just really work on trying to lengthen through the spine as you take these folds. We'll take our right hand, we'll inhale, we'll rise up. One last pose here in the sequence, taking our arms out to a T. We'll take the right hand, twist. We're taking it to the left foot or outside of the left foot into our revolve triangle. Really trying to twist the chest open to the left. Gaze up if you can. Exhale, release the hands. We'll step the back foot in, coming to standing. Woo! I actually wanted to transition to a flow, but that's okay. We'll take it from here. We'll take it to the other side. So right leg is going to cross over the left leg here. We'll inhale, reach the arms overhead. Left hand grabs the right wrist as we take the right arm overhead to the left. Side bend. Inhaling back up. Exhale, hinge forward fold. Pigeon time here. The front right foot stays there. The back left foot kicks to the back of the mat. And we bend the front leg into our pigeon. So however you're able to, just finding your pigeon with the right leg in front, finding a comfortable, sensational posture for yourself. We'll inhale, exhale, fold. Welcoming another deep, relaxing breath. And whenever you're ready on your next inhale, rising with the chest, planting the hands. We're going to tuck the back toes, sweep the front leg all the way up and back, rising it into a three-legged dog. And bending into the knee, step the right foot outside of the right hand, or pull the right knee towards the outside of the right arm, the upper arm, hovering it there, hold. And then the footsteps outside of the right hand. We're finding our lizard lunge. We'll start with the back knee lifted. Engage through the glutes here. See how that affects your stretch. Um, we'll lower onto the forearms if it's in your practice. We'll come back onto the hands, drop the back knee, and we'll take the twist right hand to right knee. Twist the chest open to the ceiling, gazing up. Maybe if you'd like, bend the back foot in, pull the foot in towards the glute. Beautiful, release the back foot here. We're gonna tuck the back toes and we're pivoting the back toes to point up towards the ceiling as our hips sink down towards the front heel. This is our low Skandasana lunge. You can keep hands grounded or bring them to your heart center for a balancing challenge. We straighten through the front right knee, coming to a wide-legged fold here, both toes slightly turned in. Inhale, lengthen through the spine before exhale, releasing into a fold. Just trying to ground through the hands here, trying to reach the crown of the head towards the ground. We'll inhale, rise it back up. Or we're going to walk the hands. We're coming back into our Skandasana towards the right, lowering the hips towards the front right heel, Skandasana, low side lunge. We'll plant the hands to frame the foot at the top of the mat. Pivot the back foot to face forward. We drop the back knee. We're in a low lunge. We'll inhale, draw long through the spine, reach the chest forward. And exhale, tuck the back toes. Just step the back foot in a little bit, pointing those toes towards the left corner, releasing here into a pyramid fold, really straight through both knees. Left hip drawing forward. Perfect. We'll inhale, rise it up. Take the arms out to a T. Inhale. On the exhale, left hand is reaching for the right foot or outside of that foot as we come into our revolve triangle, trying to bring the gaze up. Still straightening through both knees if you can. It's definitely a balancing challenge, this pose. Inhale back up. We'll release, step the back foot in. Let's just take it down to a squat. Take the feet wide, turn the toes out, release the hips down. One more squat here. Taking a little side to side, a little movement. And we'll take the hands back behind us, releasing the hips onto the ground. All right, before we kind of come to our bottom of our mat, we're just gonna open the legs wide. Open the legs wide into a little dragonfly stretch, pointing the toes up. Let's first just start by walking the hands forward. Told you lots of hip work in this class today. Really lengthening through the spine here. We'll take another deep breath. Inhaling back up. We'll take a side bend. We're first just gonna fold our chest down over. We'll start the left leg maybe. So just both shoulders turn down towards the left leg. We'll take a fold. And we'll take it to the side bend. Left arm comes inside of the left leg. The right arm comes up and reaches overhead for a side body stretch. Inhaling back up, we'll take it to the other side. So left chest is just gonna kind of fold over the right leg. And we'll take our lateral stretch, right arm inside of the right leg. Left arm goes overhead. So reach for the toes. And we'll inhale back through center. Perfect. Just planting the feet here. Do some window shield wipers. Dropping knees side to side. We'll come to turn towards the regular side of mat. We're gonna come to like lie down on our mat. Hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a little rock side to side. Or start with a nice big hug. Pull the forehead in towards the knees. And exhale, release it down. All right, just real quick into our plow inversion, just to really get into our shoulders and neck a bit more since we did do a lot of hip work. Um, we're gonna gently just try to gain a little momentum, lifting the hips off the ground. And if you can, come to find your hands on your low back. So we can start here by rounding through the spine. Feel free to let the knees kind of come in towards your forehead or even behind you. You can straighten through the legs, let the toes come overhead. Whatever you are, this is more of our plow pose, and we really want to, yeah, just let the spine kind of round here. But still kind of shift the hips to be over your shoulder, weight more into the neck, be long through the neck. A lot of weight on your shoulders, really. All right. We'll take it all the way up. Inhale straight in through the spine here. Really kind of draw the elbows and shoulder blades as close as you can together. Not make sure not to move your head side to side. We're just reaching our legs as high up into the sky as we can. Holding here. You got it. Try to make a straight line from the shoulders to the toes. And we'll exhale, slowly release, letting vertebrae by vertebrae, our back come back down onto the ground. Use your hands here to help you out. Beautiful. We'll take a counter pose, grounding through the feet, knees pointing up. We inhale, lift the hips up here. Kind of back bending. You can even interlace the hands into a fist if you like, or reach them for the heels. And exhale, release the hips. We'll hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself again a little rock side to side. And we'll finish the practice off here with some twists. So however you'd like, I'm just gonna extend my left leg, hug the right knee in, And take the right knee across the body, opening the right arm opposite of it, turning the gaze, and using my left hand to kind of pull the knee closer to the ground. So just a deep spinal twist here, whatever feels best for you. Breathing deep into the belly button. We'll slowly come back through center. Switch sides, extending, maybe right leg straight, hugging the left knee in. And taking the left knee all the way over to the right, using the right hand to gently pull that left knee to the ground as the left arm opens opposite, trying to pull the left shoulder to the ground, turning the gaze to the left. One more deep belly breath here. And release, coming back through center. From here, you can relax into your final posture of Shavasana, finding complete relaxation on your back, a pose that requires no effort or work, as I definitely recommend and encourage doing. If you're ready to get going with your day, you can maybe just join me. I'm going to quickly close off the practice here with one last breath. A nice deep inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center, bowing to in gratitude to yourself. I hope this peace and calm we've cultivated today carries throughout your whole day and weekend. And I hope to see you here again. May peace be with you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
good one.